Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Ritchie, owner of Miracles Fitness, and I'm standing here on the beautiful campus of Purdue University. And it occurred to me you may have never heard my story. You see, I started out as a strength coach, and I thought I wanted to coach athletes. But what I found was my real calling was a different kind of athlete. So I pursued a master's degree in Wisconsin at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, a master's in health and physical education, and while I was there for 3 years, I kept getting client after client over the age of 50. In fact, one day, Don came to me and he was 72, and his fitness goal was like no fitness goal I had ever faced before. In fact, his goal was to tie his own shoes. It wasn't that he had difficulty tying shoes, it was that he could no longer reach his shoes. In fact, he was a 7 handicap golfer at the age of 72, which at any age is really amazing. I wish I was a 7 handicap golfer. But he couldn't tee up his own golf ball. Couldn't put the golf ball in and out of the hole. He'd make a nice birdie putt and then have to ask somebody else to get the ball out of the hole for him. He had had 4 knee replacements and 1 hip replacement to boot. So you can see he had some range of motion issues, and that was affecting his quality of life. And what he really wanted to do was spend his days on the golf course. So when he came to me with that goal, I realized this is really a quality of life issue. I can really change his life for the rest of his life, or he really won't find a solution. So 4 weeks later when he came in and he said, "Hey Dan, check out my new shoes." I thought, this is kind of strange. I've never really had a guy of any age asked to check out his shoes. And then it occurred to me, it had nothing to do with his shoes. As I looked down, I realized these weren't the scrunchy self-tie shoelaces. He had actually tied these shoes. When I looked back up, his face was beaming, his eyes were watering, the two of us were about to shed tears, and I realized I've changed his life. I've really bettered his life for the rest of his years. He was so thankful, so appreciative, but I was even more appreciative because I realized really what my calling was for my career. And so I came to Purdue to pursue a PhD, really focusing on fitness and aging and how exercise impacts quality of life for the long term. Because I really believe that people can live well to 90, well to 100, but that fitness is a huge key component to that. So I met Cody Sipe here. The two of us completed PhDs in the health and kinesiology department, both studying how exercise impacts aging, specifically doing research on clients over the age of 65. So if you've been looking for expertise in your fitness program, if you're over the age of 40 and you've decided that fitness really is essential for you maintaining all the function, all the life, all the quality of life you want to have for decades to come, you really should come check out Miracles Fitness. It's absolutely free to sit down with me. I'll set up a fitness program for you, show us how our program works, show you why all our fitness trainers have degrees in fitness and why they're all functional aging specialists, which means they have a special credential that very few trainers in this country have. In fact, less than 1,000 at this point. They're really focused on how people age well and how people move well. This is Dr. Dan Ritchie from Miracles Fitness. I hope to see you soon.